What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Basement Bros Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Ethan,
And I'm your host, Elijah.
and we are back for what can only be described as one of the greatest weekends of football ever witnessed.
Yes, sir.
First, and we are joined by none other than cousin Swat. What's going on? How you guys doing?
I'm
First and
good,
foremost. First and
You
foremost.
I'm good.
Yeah, we good. Man. Yeah, definitely. Football is incredible. Football is incredible. We should just get into it. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Let's start off with the first game of the weekend. The Bengals are just on a roll. The Bengals on the road. They upset the number one seed. I mean, let's say the Titans, one of the worst number one seeds I've ever seen. But the Bengals go go in Tennessee and they upset the number one seed. What did y'all think about this game?
Tried to tell you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of that this episode.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was gonna be a blowout. I had the Bengals winning in a blowout. It was closer than I thought, but I mean, if you watch the game, I mean, the Titans showed life. They showed that they had life, but the first play of the game, Ryan
Yeah, I was
Tannehill
about to
throws a
say.
pick. Like, he did throw that dime for the touchdown. That was a dime. He threw a dime. It was a close game, but at the end of the day, you just know what the Titans are. The Titans are a team that have everything but a quarterback, and the Bengals turned out to be a team that had a quarterback. So I think that was the difference in the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, they got a quarterback. He got sacked 9 times and they still won, bro. So that just goes to show you.
Only other quarterback ever to do that, Donovan McNabb, baby.
He didn't win.
He won the game. He's only other quarterback ever to do that.
I ain't see that stat pop up on the screen.
I'm sure
they
we
seen
have
him get
different
sacked
timelines.
that many times, but I don't know if he won. But all right,
No,
whatever.
he won the game. Only other quarterback ever to get sacked 8+ times. But let's continue.
But yeah,
devious, man. But man, I thought Derrick Henry coming back will make a difference. The Bengals did a really good job of slowing him down. By the way, I don't know where these teams are just getting these other these backups that just play exactly like their stars. With Tyler Huntley with Baltimore and then the backup running back for the Titans. Yeah, he built just like Derrick Henry, but that's besides the point. I mean, Tannehill sold the bag. I didn't take Tony Hill into account when I made my pick, so I guess that's on me. That's on me.
Yeah.
I mean, Derrick Henry ain't nothing either.
Yeah, he didn't look like himself. He wasn't. I don't think he wasn't 100%.
Yeah, I think he wanted to come back for this game so they can probably make a run. But hey, no excuses. You on the field, you got to perform, man.
I think they wanted to use him as a decoy. He thought he can get a few runs here and there, but also use him as a decoy for play action to set up play action. And that's what they tried to do the first play, and they got picked. So, yeah, I mean, in theory, it's a good idea, but your quarterback needs to be able to execute the idea for it to work. I mean, and the whole year, Tannehill had been good at play action, but it just didn't work out in this case.
Yeah. By the way, I whiffed on every single pick this weekend, bro. That shit is crazy. It is actually crazy. I got every pick wrong.
Whatever you pick this week, I'm gonna just do the opposite. You stink.
You gotta chill.
I'm 2 for 2.
Wild card. I got some picks right. So you got.
I was 2 for 4. 2 for 4.
Yeah, we need to look at these playoff records. You need to pull the tape on that.
You gotta chill. All right, let's move on, man. Let's move on to the next game. Let's move on to the next game. The 49ers, they go in Lambeau and shock the world. I mean, they beat Aaron Rodgers down.
Where is Debo? Where is Debo on this graphic? That's disrespectful.
Debo didn't even really have a good game like that.
You tripping?
What?
Debo Samuel?
The last play before they got in the field goal range when he limped off the field.
Debo Samuel, look at his. He may not have had the crazy reception yards, but look at his total yards. It's
Not even that.
total
Just look at the
irrelevant.
plays. I mean, nobody would have a
Well,
lot of yards in a 13 to 10
I
game,
put the
but
players that actually scored points. This guy right here and the kicker right there. So Debo did his thing, but these are the people that put points on the board. All right.
They won that game
That's
because of
cool.
Debo Samuel.
Debo did his thing. But
nah, they
no
won that
special
game because
teams.
of defense
Special
and
teams.
special
Won that game.
teams and Aaron
Not,
Rodgers.
they outperformed Debo.
Don't do that.
So they
Yeah, they
outperformed
won.
Debo.
Hey,
Aaron Rodgers.
yeah, they won because of Aaron Rodgers. I don't know.
Debo
Hey,
gotta be on the screen next time, man. If you talk about the 49ers,
look. He's gonna be on the slide. Just wait on it. You're gonna see his face. But the 49ers went in Lambeau. They did his thing. They did their thing. Aaron Rodgers didn't have a good game, and
Nope.
we gonna have to. Like, I mean, we had a conversation about it in our group chat. We
Pack
gonna have
watch.
to start talking about Aaron Rodgers in a different type of way.
okay, so
I had to talk about him in a different type of way now.
we did talk about it in the group chat. And I think we should definitely talk about what were y'all trying to say? What are y'all trying to say when it comes to Aaron Rodgers? Like, what were y'all? Yeah,
It's always something. Like if you work with somebody or just like knew somebody like that, you'd be like, God damn, bro, you can't never get your act together. Like it's always something. You always got an excuse. You're always late for work. Your car breaking down. It's always an excuse. It's never your fault. But at some point, like you are billed as one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play this game. One of the most talented. Why do you always lose in weird fashions? Like, what is it about? Like, and it's okay. You can't put all the blame on him. We're not. But at a certain point, like, when
it
can
sounds
you
like you are.
when can you elevate
like that.
your team? Like, you have being that quarterback, you have to elevate. You can't score more than 10 points.
Right. And we all put Aaron Rodgers in this. We put Aaron Rodgers in this flair. We give him such flair. We give him such like praise. And even when Drew Brees is in the league, we would all like him and Drew Brees have damn near the same resume, but we always put Aaron Rodgers on this level above him with damn near Brady. But he's a loser. Like, let's be real. He goes to the playoffs and he loses all the time.
Yeah,
and you can say, and look, it's not his fault, but he is always something happening where either he's not performing, his team's not performing, but at the end of the day, it always results in an L. So it's like you're the common denominator in this situation. You have to be the problem.
That is true.
Listen, I agree with almost everything you said until the last point. That he has to be the problem. I didn't say he's not. He has to be the problem.
He's the common denominator, though.
He's the common denominator. So it's like he's contributing to that. It's like you're not winning. Nothing you're doing is contributing to winning.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that last point. I don't agree with that point. But I do agree that he is a loser. Because the games is based on wins and losses. I understand that point, but I think like even the example that you use starting, Swaty, when you said don't you know somebody like that who is always something with them? Those are individuals. Like that. He plays a team game. Specifically for this past game that went by, I think that Aaron Rodgers did all that he can do. Of course, they showed that he missed some plays, he missed some throws. He missed I seen one throw that he missed. But he made
that was the only one I sent you.
But he also made plays to put his teams in position to win that game. He made plays to put his team in position to win that game. That field goal that was blocked, Aaron Jones could have scored on that play. He had if he ran straight, he could have scored. He at least could have got to the 1 yard line. For some reason, he ran towards the defender. If you watch the play, he could have scored on that play. And that was a perfect dime he could have scored on that play. I just feel as though also we're not taking into account the weather. On the opposite team, we seen some of the listen. Some of the most sure-handed receivers play on the 49ers. We can agree with that, right? Some of the most sure-handed ball catchers are on the 49ers.
49ers?
Debo Samuel, huh? Or 49ers, yeah. Debo Samuels, and then They have one of the
Brandon
most
Knight?
sure-handed tight
Kittle.
ends in Kittle. Kittle's one of the
Kittle?
most sure-handed ball catchers in the league. He was dropping passes. He was dropping dimes, Jimmy Garoppolo. It's because the weather had an effect. Even Devontae Adams dropped a few passes this game.
But can
So
I counter that real quick
I
before you
say that.
continue?
Okay.
Go ahead. The weather, they play there. That's their home
They play in
stadium.
Limbo. They
practice
play in
there.
Lambeau.
You can't use the weather as
All
an
right, but I
excuse when
just
it's your home stadium.
no,
But go
I'm
ahead.
not. Listen, it is an excuse when we're talking about Aaron Rodgers because he can't catch the passes he throws. His receivers are dropping passes. What can he do about that? That's what I'm saying. Y'all are blaming. Y'all are saying it's his fault. What do y'all want him to do? Y'all want him to throw the ball, run and catch the ball?
I don't think we said this loss was his fault. I don't think we ever said this loss was his fault. I'm saying that
I agree with
this
the point
contributes
that
to the losses that he always takes.
I agree with you that in the long, but I'm just taking long to make my point. My point is I look at football. I look at the same thing that Swaty said last week. I look at these games are all pick'em games. That's why he picked the underdogs to win because it was more profitable to pick the underdog. That's how I look at football. I look at football, especially games in the playoffs. A lot of games in the playoffs are flip of a coin. Anything can happen. So I believe that Aaron Rodgers, the same way how I believe that Tom Brady has been lucky and a lot of balls have bounced his way. I believe when you flip the coin, a lot of balls have just bounced the other way. He's just been unfortunate. He's had an unfortunate career, but he's played, if you look at his number, he's played good games in the playoffs. I just think he's been unfortunate, and I do think that will affect his legacy. But I just don't think a personal attack on him is fair because it's his team had a shortcoming, and he just happened to be on the same on that team. That's for me, blaming Aaron Rodgers for the last loss. And I know that's not what you're doing, but a lot of people were doing it. So I'm saying blaming Aaron Rodgers for that loss is very similar to if the Chiefs would have lost as a result to their defense. Like if instead of giving Patrick Mahomes 13 seconds, that last touchdown was thrown with 1 second left. That would be like blaming Patrick Mahomes and saying Patrick Mahomes couldn't get it done for that game. That's what I see that as, because a lot of people are blaming him for that. And I do agree that these losses have an effect on his legacy. So I'm not disagreeing with y'all, but I'm just saying that I feel like he's had a lot of bad bounces, but I still believe he's a great quarterback. I don't believe that he folds in the playoffs. I think he has good games in the playoffs. Like his numbers, I look through his numbers. He has impressive numbers in the playoffs. A lot of times, the other part of the team doesn't do their part and he loses. You need a good team in the playoffs. That's how I look at him.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I don't like that Mahomes comparison, but
I'm just saying. I you know what I'm saying? I was just saying like that's like it's just similar to if they would have blamed Mahomes, if they would have lost and blamed Mahomes, and they were like,
but nobody
Mahomes
would
just
have done
couldn't get
that
it done.
though, because
What?
Mahomes did what he was supposed to do. He put up the same amount of points he puts up week in, week out. If his defense folded, the Packers do not score 10 points a game.
No, I'm saying Aaron Rodgers. I'm saying Aaron Rodgers did what Aaron Rodgers put more points up than the 49ers offense. The 49ers offense did not score. Aaron Rodgers and you can argue that the 49ers defense is better than the Packers defense, or just as good. If you want to say it's just as good. They were playing through similar situations, and he put his team in a position to score. They scored all of those 10 points because of Aaron Rodgers. The 49ers did not score any of their points on offense. They scored all of their points on. Aaron Rodgers did everything he could to win that game. It should have been 10-0 if special teams just make regular special teams plays. It's 10-0. The game's over. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's fair to put this game on Aaron Rodgers. He did.
But we're not just putting this game on him. That's the part. It's a culmination of games for how many years now? 12, 13, 14, 15?
And players go through long stretch. And it is normal. Like, that's what I'm saying. It is normal. When's the last time Big Ben went to a Super Bowl?
Are we putting Big Ben in the same light as Aaron Rodgers?
That's why I made that point earlier when the great quarterbacks, Drew Brees, Big Ben, we always put Aaron Rodgers on this whole different level than those other quarterbacks.
We call him the best ball thrower there is.
That's what I'm saying.
I
But
still
for him
think he
to
is.
have we always thought the Packers as the best team undisputed throughout the whole regular season, and for them to have a performance like that, and for his offense to only produce 10 points, that's a
Yeah,
little
but
underwhelming. But and
yeah,
it's
but
not
you
his
have to.
fault. He did
That's what I'm
everything he did.
saying.
He did everything
You
he
have to
could, but
look at.
it's just like it's always something. Like Swati said, it's always something. It's
Yeah,
always
But
something happening when it comes
but
to
that's
him.
what I'm saying. Two things can be true. It can always
yeah.
sometimes it actually is always something. You would think it's like that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, I understand that for some people it's always something, and you look at what the common denominator is, and they're the problem. But there's some situations, and granted, sometimes it's smaller. Sometimes it is always something, and someone just has bad luck. And I think that's Aaron Rodgers. That's the camp I think Aaron Rodgers is in. I think it actually has always been something. I've been saying for years that Mike McCarthy was a trash coach. I remember when Dallas hired Mike McCarthy, I said that was a terrible decision, and they're going to regret hiring Mike McCarthy. I remember saying that on this show. So like I just feel like he's had bad hands for a long time, and I think that they were complaining about the special teams the whole year. They were talking about in the game how Matt LaFleur said that the special teams has been bad, and he said they were going to clean it up. The special team gave up more points than the Packers scored. Like,
I feel you, bro.
you know how insane it is that the special teams gave up 10 points? That's a lot of points for special teams to give up. That's a lot of points.
I'm just saying, bro. I think we all on the same page.
We are. I think. I
think you saying Mike McCarthy, yeah, but he's been like the number 1 seed the past 3 years with Matt LaFleur. So
yeah.
And then he's always exited the playoffs. Like last year, it was like, what if Rodgers ran the ball in instead of? Remember when the last play when it was like, oh, he should have ran it in. That's
And
something. This year, special team, that's something. Year before that, what was it then? It's just always something. Is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I agree that it is always something, but I don't think that the something is always. I just think it's football. I think that's how football. I think football is very hard to go to Super Bowls.
Very.
I just think, yeah.
But it's not.
No. I guess the difference is I feel like I'm not as critical on him because I understand how hard it is to you need your team to be elite on all 3 phases to really get there. You know what I'm saying? Like I think your team needs to be elite on all 3 phases.
It is immensely hard to get to the Super Bowl. I understand that. Like that's why when you pick the Bucks, you know how hard it is to get back to the Super Bowl. That's why I picked against them. I picked the field. It's really hard to get back to the Super Bowl, especially when just won one. But remember when you said even Tom Brady lose like a goat?
Right. That's
just
true.
Like that. Aaron Rodgers don't. It's always some wacky lunatic. Like what is going on?
He always
bro?
loses in a bad way.
Yeah,
he always loses in a bad way. Like Seattle, they were up 19-7 with 3 minutes left, and they come back and beat them. That's bad.
Yeah,
it's just weird. That's what I'm saying.
49ers
you might be right about the luck, but
I just think he has exceptional.
He doesn't go down fighting. He just goes down.
It's just weird. But we can move on. He's just weird. His career.
Yeah, he does have a weird career legacy. He has a weird career.
But I tell you,
he's a great quarterback. He's a great quarterback though.
One of the most talented.
No doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
But let Joe Burrow win this playoff game.
You was wilding for that. You was wilding for that.
Man, the GOAT almost pulled off another 27-3 comeback. He almost did it. But, you know, that man, Matty Ice, he wasn't having it. He threw a dime. He threw a dime to Cooper Kupp
to
win the game. He threw 2 dimes to out route. Well, Cooper Kupp made that dude fall. Cooper Kupp is crazy. But, hey, it was a great game. The Rams win 30-27, man. What did was y'all thinking that Tom Brady was going to do it? I think everybody was thinking Tom Brady was going to make the comeback. I'm not going to lie. I thought they was going to go to overtime, and I thought Tom Brady was going to get the ball and win the game, bro.
When Cooper Kupp fumbled, I thought the game was over. Because I was like, bro, now Cooper Kupp is fumbling? When he fumbled, the last
when Cam Akers when he fumbled, I thought they was going to win. I thought Brady was going to win.
But like the time when I was like, all right, this game is just going. When which I forget which order was it? Which was the fumble where the snap went over his head. Yeah. And they had just Tampa had just fumbled. I was like, it's in the cards, bro. It's in the cards for the Bucks to win this game. Like, that's crazy. So like, I just thought it was over. It was definitely a blown coverage, but I mean, that game was incredible. That game was 10 out of 10. And Matthew Stafford did his thing. I'll give it to Matthew Stafford. I also think Tom Brady was running for his life, though. I don't think he was. Listen. You can make that face all you want. You can make that face all you want, but Tom Brady, the pressure that Tom Brady was facing and the pressure that Matthew Stafford was facing was not the same. Matthew Stafford had time in the pocket. He was chilling. His receivers had chance to go through the whole route. Bro. Barely.
Not as much as Brady though.
Not as much. But what does that mean? You saying it like he was back there cozy?
But I see what Elijah's saying. He was saying Brady was Brady was facing Aaron Donald and Von Miller. Like, come on, that's different.
They were showing
Barrett led the league in sacks last year, and them Dominic King.
Okay, but I'm talking about the actual game. You're
talking about this game. Though.
Throughout his, he had times to look through his progressions. Tom Brady did not have that time for a lot of the passes. I bet you Tom Brady had like almost double or triple the amount of pressures that Matthew Stafford had on that during this game because they weren't running the ball. They couldn't run the ball. Matthew Stafford had time in the pocket. Brady had no time at all. And during halftime, when they came out the halftime game, when they were talking about the keys to the game, they were talking about how little time Brady had in the pocket. He had to get the ball out of his hand in like under 2 seconds, or else he was getting sacked. He was getting popped. I was like, damn, Brady 40. He like 44. He can't be taking them hits like that. So I mean, I say that to say I'm even more impressed with his ability to get back in the game because he has such little time to make decisions. I'm not taking anything away from Matthew Stafford. He played a great game. I'm just saying that Brady has such little time. It even makes what he did even more impressive because he just didn't have time in the pocket. I was like, how is he getting these throws off? It's crazy.
Yeah, it was an incredible game. It was an incredible game because I really, when Brady's coming back like that, it's almost it's inevitable to think like Brady's gonna win the game. And for Matthew Stafford to stay calm, collected, to make those throws, I don't know, Matthew Stafford. I don't know.
Oh my God!
One more team to get past.
Man,
one more team to get past. I don't know.
Give y'all an inch. You give y'all an inch. You take a mile. He made 2 passes.
He was making great passes the whole game. He was making passes. He was making great passes the whole game.
Okay, I'll give it to him. He was making passes the whole time, but I think he had a clean pocket, and I don't think he's going to have that clean of a pocket against the 49ers. So we'll see.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Exactly.
Absolutely
We'll see how he plays against the 49ers because he had a clean pocket that game.
Yeah, 49ers is going to be his biggest matchup so far in the playoffs.
So if he beat them, I'm sold. I'm sold on that. I mean, I'm already sold on him. But if he beat them, he really got it because he hasn't beat them the whole year. That defensive front is crazy, and they have an offense that can run the ball so well that they can really keep him on the sideline for a very long time. So, I mean, we'll talk about the game more later.
All right, but let's move on to game of the year. Definitely game of the year.
I thought the last game was game of the year.
Nah, this game.
No, I'm saying like before this game started, I was like, wow, we just watched one of the best games like I watched in a minute, and then this happened. It's crazy.
Definitely game of the year. The last 2 minutes of this game probably gonna go down in history for sure. Because with 2 minutes left, the score is 21-26, and you can see the final score is 42-30. I don't know how they scored that many points in that short amount of time, but this game really showed me that the AFC is really about to be like the Western Conference in 2009. It's all the young talent, the young QBs in the AFC. NFC it's gonna be hard for an NFC team, really.
Yes, yeah, they got their deep
quarterback.
deep quarterback play. And it's crazy because when we were watching the game, Swaty said it was gonna be some high score. At the beginning of the game, I was like, bro, they're not scoring enough for it to be this quick. It definitely was a high scoring game. I was like, hey.
I ain't lied to y'all once last episode.
You was going crazy. I'm not gonna lie with the predictions. You was on it this.
Nah, you was on it. I thought you was gonna go full for full. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, Bills.
I was 13 seconds away.
13 seconds away from being perfect on the weekend.
The Bills defense sold you. The Bills defense really sold you.
It wasn't even the Bills defense, bro.
I ain't blaming nobody.
Yeah. Did y'all see the video of Kelsey talking
calling
to them?
all the plays?
That's offense. That's not defense fault. It was offense. Yeah. They outplayed them.
the first play was bad.
Yeah, the first play was bad
because you knew they had 2 or 3 timeouts. You shouldn't have been playing so deep because then what they got like a 20-30 yard gain off that Tyreek Hill like quick pass.
Yeah, they
had blockers in front of him. You should have just played normal defense.
But how many players? I mean, I just think like you said, like you were saying, I just think the Chiefs are special equipped because how many players are getting 20-30 yards that quick? Tyreek Hill. That's the beginning and end of the sentence. You know what I'm saying? That's the only
Tyreek Hill. That was the Tyreek Hill game.
That was a Patrick Mahomes game. Bro.
That's slant, bro. That's slant to outrun them.
Slant. That you thought it was slant? What's that? 10-15 yards. Tyreek Hill took it to the house. They put him in the punt return situation. He returned it, almost brought it to the crib. On the punt return. You remember that? They put him back there, and then on that first play with 13 seconds left. That's the Tyreek Hill game. Patrick Mahomes is special. Don't get me wrong, but it's not too many people doing what Tyreek Hill did in that game. That's probably zero.
I just think they have a combination of special talent. They have a combination of number ones on their team, like number 1 speed receiver, number 1 tight end, and number 1 QB. It's like
that's what I was trying to tell you last week. Like when that goes away, it's going to be really difficult because Tyreek Hill is different. We've seen it. Like how many people just taking a slant in the middle of the defense, in the middle of the field, taking a slant to the crib with the peace sign.
That's crazy.
The game was crazy. I think Josh Allen played a heck of a game.
Yeah, I feel bad for Josh Allen, man.
Yeah, Josh Allen.
I'm not gonna lie, I wanted him to win that game because we didn't see Patrick Mahomes make it. He got time. Yeah, he got time, but it's just like he's always losing to. It's always the Chiefs.
It's always something, huh? It's always
the Chiefs. No, it's always the Chiefs. Rodgers loses to everybody. he takes turns.
Boy, been in the league for 3 years.
I'm just saying. No, but I think. I think he will face. You just gotta worry. Like he might end up facing what Phillip Rivers had to face, or you know what I'm saying. And like you gotta work because one of these quarterbacks are gonna end up being the Phillip Rivers of the AFC. You know what I'm saying?
He's already on the team.
I don't think it's gonna be them two. I think Josh Allen's gonna get past it. He can get past
it. Might, but it also Burrow might pass him, and then it might. You know what I'm saying? It could be one of those situations because there's so many talented quarterbacks, and they're all gonna have to go through Mahomes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to beat the Chiefs every year. One of these guys are gonna have to beat the Chiefs every year. So it's just like I think it's gonna be hard. Like it's gonna be one of those situations where we look back and one of these quarterbacks are gonna turn up and end up being like. I hope it's not Josh Allen because I really do like Josh Allen. I love the way he played. But I also want to laugh at the Chiefs defense because they are hilariously bad, especially the fact that Matthew got injured early in the game.
Yeah,
hilariously bad.
All right, y'all. For anybody that wants to start a podcast and doesn't know where to start, make sure you check out an app like Anchor. It's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will help you distribute your podcast to other platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So make sure you download the free Anchor app and go to anchor.fm to get started today.
I kept on telling you how easy it was for Josh Allen just to throw the ball up to open receivers.
Yeah.
And then that's exactly what happened this game. I don't know if it's because the Bills have a good receiving core, or I don't know what it is, but
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I don't think the Chiefs have a number one corner or maybe a number two corner. Their secondary is, without Matthew, it's possibly one of the weakest units that they possibly have.
yeah, no, for sure.
So it's. I mean, and then we gotta give the Bills credit too. I mean, they shut down Diggs, but Davis stepped up. He had a huge day. He had 201 yards, 4 touchdowns. So you can blame the Chiefs, but you also gotta give the Bills receiving corps some credit for showing up.
I mean, they was catching open passes. I'm sorry, man.
I mean, but for their secondary to shut down Diggs, and we all know Diggs is different.
Diggs is different. They definitely were doubling him, making sure that he was out of the game plan. But
when your number one option is out the way, and for somebody else to step up in that big way, you got to give him credit.
That's fair. I mean, he definitely made the dude fall. So
he made him fall.
Anything. He was cooking. Yeah. He was cooking them in order to get open, but he was just doing one move, and he was wide open.
Yeah, it's the whole team full of fucking. The whole team full of Trey Diggs. So,
like, there was no doubt in my mind when the Chiefs answered the score. I knew the Bills were going to score after that. Like, I knew, which is crazy, but it was just an interesting game.
Yeah, but let's get to so far. Who would y'all say is the NFL? Well, not NFL MVP of the playoffs. And you see Debo on the screen. You're gonna give him his credit. So,
can I pick somebody who's not in the playoffs anymore?
If you want, but like,
Josh Allen's not in the playoffs anymore.
It's definitely Josh Allen.
Yeah, you think so?
He had incredible.
He had the best two first games, I would say.
Like me being a Patriots fan, I'm struggling with the fact that we're gonna have to deal with this guy for the next 10 years. Like Mac Jones gonna have to step it up. He gonna have to hit the gym. Like, I don't know, because this guy Josh Allen, like, usually he beats himself.
Yeah,
but he has all the talent in the world, but now he's actually like using it.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's scary. Like, he's running defenders over, a quarterback. They say this Josh Allen is like a Ford F-150 if he could throw the ball 75 yards. Like, this guy is ridiculous.
You can't tackle his legs. It's no point.
He's never been tackled by one person. Yeah. He jukes out defenders in the secondary. Those are supposed to be the more agile players.
Bro, he's a white Steve McNair, bro. He's a white Steve McNair.
Oh no, he's just incredible. He's my MVP forever.
Oh wow, forever.
He's my favorite player.
You show you're a Patriots fan, bro?
Yeah. Everybody over there suck, but him. He's nice.
You say your favorite player forever.
In the past 2 weeks, you've dissed Brady. You ain't believe Brady.
I ain't dissed Brady. I chose right. I'm not supposed to.
Man, listen, you was talking a little crazy about Brady, and now Josh Allen, your favorite player. You're not a Patriots.
You're not a Patriots fan.
And I like buffalo wings. What's up?
You different. He different.
He's saying anything, man. Listen. We see how fragile these Patriots fans are. Now
I'm saying so they not winning no more, so they leave ship. Yeah,
they not winning no more.
See how delusional y'all are.
You say, bro, you gotta
y'all
stay
just
down.
Some haters, bro.
Well, you gotta stay down though. You can't jump ship.
I ain't not jumping ship.
There's no way when Brady days, you was no way you was talking like this. No way.
If there was another good quarterback in the division, I'd have been like, yeah, but was there? Who's the best? Chad Pennington? Who I'm giving props to?
You're not jumping ship, but you calling your mans that got another ship because you see that this ship about to go down. So you like
I'm just my ship got 6 banners on it. But I'm just looking at my man ship. I'm like, hey, that's Josh Shiny. I mean, if you're gonna beat me in a race, I'd rather you go beat everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. I'm not mad at that. I mean, I would if I go it's gonna be surprising if I go MVP. I'll give it to Stafford right now, just cause
Hey,
I give it
clip
to
that,
Stafford
Ethan.
right now. Yeah,
I
it's
need
I'm
a
gonna
that.
send it to everybody. I'm
Yeah.
telling everybody that you hate
It's
Matthew
between,
Stafford.
but I'm not just gonna give it to Stafford. It's between Stafford and Debo, just because I think both of them have played teams. Well, Stafford's first win was kind of easy because of how bad Kyler played, but especially with the expectations that he had on him, I think he's risen to those expectations. As y'all know, I was very critical of Stafford the whole season, and I was sure that he was going to put his team in position to like let his opponent beat him, and he hasn't done that yet. So I'm very, I'm surprised by that, pleasantly surprised because it's been good football. But also I gotta give it to Deebo Samuels because the 49ers have upset two teams in a row. You know what I mean? They've upset two teams in a row, and he's been kind of the Swiss Army knife of that offense. Um, Jimmy G has done everything in his power to make the 49ers lose games. And
Yeah.
I feel like he's been one of the things to equalize the negatives that come with having Jimmy G as a quarterback. So I gotta give it to Deebo Samuel. He's one of my favorite players to watch easily.
Could have been a Patriot.
Yeah, he would have been a monster. Oh my god! But I'm glad he didn't go to y'all. Y'all have enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Elijah. I'm gonna give it to Matthew Stafford. The way he's been playing, like just the way he's been playing these last 2 weeks, for him to rise to the occasion. No interceptions.
I'm a Stafford fan, bro.
No,
Get out of here.
no interceptions. Rising to the pressure to beat Brady at his house. That's huge, man. So you gotta give it to Brady. You gotta give it
You
to
know how?
Stafford. I would give it to Josh Allen if he would have won, but he lost, so I can't give it to him.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't subscribe to that. LeBron should have some more Finals MVPs, even though he lost. Come on
Yeah,
now.
but he lost, so you don't have him. So
And hey, but you know how crazy Matthew Stafford's career would have been if Jim Caldwell was his coach the whole time in Detroit. I said this to y'all. Y'all ain't
yeah.
respond. Y'all don't understand how crazy that is.
Isn't
They
Jim
went
Caldwell was the coach when they lost to Dallas, right?
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only time they went to the playoffs was
Yeah.
with Jim
Okay.
Caldwell. They went like 3 out of the 4 years he was the head coach, and they fired him because he wasn't winning enough. And now they haven't been to the playoffs since.
Man, I don't. Man, we can do the what ifs the whole time,
Nah,
man.
that what if is
Just
crazy. He
listen,
won.
listen.
Jim
If
Caldwell won a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco as offensive coordinator. He made him look like a star.
he did, he did,
Nah,
he did. Joe Flacco, playoff Joe is a different monster.
that's what I'm.
Playoff
The
playoff Joe
the
is unstoppable.
the Matthew Stafford should sue the Lions for malpractice of his career.
What
So
you
so
think?
did so should Calvin and so should Barry Sanders by
Yeah,
that.
a lot of
Yeah,
people,
bro,
a
that is
lot
the
of people,
worst franchise.
a lot of people. You
Gotta
got
be the
yeah,
worst franchise in the
Look at
NFL,
what they
bro.
did to Stafford, man. Had Eli
yeah.
thinking he sucked.
I didn't think he sucked.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
all right,
did.
we'll
You,
move on. Let's move on. I didn't think he sucked.
They would win 7 games without him. Yeah, all right, let's
Yeah,
move on.
let's move on.
all right, let's move on to the AFC Championship. Chiefs versus Bengals. I guess the score is and who y'all picking.
I mean, I'm picking the Chiefs. I don't think it's yeah. I mean,
Typical.
I see the thing is, I don't think the I don't think the I mean the Bengals defense was actually playing really well against the Titans, but that's the Titans. I don't think and now Patrick Mahomes, especially last game for the Bills, I feel like he started taking the underthrows and doing taking his check downs, and he's not always going for the big throws, so he's minimized his his I guess margin of error or like likelihood of throwing picks. I still think that Joe Burrow's O line is is a killer. I don't think. I mean, of course, they don't have the pass rush that the Titans have, but I mean, they still got a good. I mean, the Chiefs got a pretty good pass rush still. So I feel like he still might get hit, And I don't know. I just can't see the Chiefs losing to the Bengals again. Not in the playoffs.
I was about to say they definitely lost.
Yeah, again, not in
Yeah,
the playoffs.
yeah, they lost some in the regular season, but ask the Bills, does that really matter?
Yeah, exactly. And then also look at the I mean, it just don't matter. The playoffs is just a different
Yeah,
ball.
the Bills beat the Chiefs, but
And Joe Burrow is accustomed to that monster. Joey B.
Yeah, I love Joe
Joey
Burrow.
Badass.
look,
wouldn't be mad.
everybody loves Joe Burrow, man.
Everybody loves Joey Burrow.
Hey, I wouldn't be mad if they beat the Chiefs, but I'm
I
gonna have
wouldn't
to
be
go
mad.
with the Chiefs on this one.
Got to.
The Chiefs are just different. You gotta be like, you can beat them in the regular season, that's cool, but in the postseason, you have to play damn near perfect to beat them.
Yeah.
And the Bills played perfect until the end, and they lost. It cost them. So I just can't see the Bengals. I don't see the Bengals like staying in it with them. It's gonna be a fight, and I think the Chiefs gonna come out on top.
The two best teams in the playoffs, Kansas City and the Bills, and Kansas City beat them. That's what I mean. From what I saw, they look like the two best teams in the playoffs.
You got Matt Stafford messed up.
Oh,
I'm about to say that the Rams. Nah, I put the Rams. I put the Bills at 2. The Rams was 3. Cause I'm not gonna lie, not to bring it up, but the Bills embarrassed y'all, bro. It was bad.
Who?
It was
Us?
bad.
Patriots.
Yeah.
The Patriots.
All
They
right,
made that
but
look.
our
They made that
defense
look.
our defense is slow.
But y'all have a good defense though.
Yeah, but they were too slow to compete with Josh Allen. Like, he was burning our linebackers. He was running them over. I think the Rams have a way better defense than us. Aaron Donald is better than any defender. We can combine
I mean,
all
he's
our
better than
defenders,
everyone.
and he
But I
still wouldn't.
But I would say, like, based off performance, the Bills had the better 2 games than the Rams.
Yeah. I mean, the Rams almost gave away a 24-point lead.
Against who?
Against the GOAT.
Okay.
But it wasn't like, but the Rams were giving the game to him though.
Yeah. It wasn't like crazy stuff that was going on.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
they were buckling down.
So stuff that doesn't usually happen, right?
Yeah, it was fumbles and stuff. It was, but they were going for the ball. They were trying.
They were ripping them. It wasn't like they were just dropping the ball. They were ripping them.
Y'all are saying like the Bucks aren't the defending Super Bowl champions.
No, the Bucks are good.
That's a way better team. I think they're better than the Patriots. Didn't they beat us?
I mean, but the Bills lost to the Chiefs. So it's like the Bills lost to the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are insane. And the Chiefs played
Bucks are too.
I mean, but the Bucks had a bad half. The Bucks had to play because of their own selves, kind of. The Bucks had to play with an arm.
Let's get back to the AFC.
Yeah, let's get back. We're getting distracted.
But
who do you think, Swaty?
Yeah. Bengals, Chiefs.
I'm going to go Chiefs just because of Zach Taylor. I don't think he's ready. Won't be surprised if the Bengals win though, because Joe Burrow, he's
a winner.
He's a winner, and he's not afraid of anybody. He don't care who's across the field.
He gets sacked 9 times and still win.
Yeah, it's like I know you can't relate to college.
Though.
What's up?
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. No, I'm saying I'm gonna tell you this now though. If the Rams do go to the Super Bowl and the Bengals go to the Super Bowl, Joe Burrow will not make it to next season. It's gonna look like Patrick Mahomes last year, and he's not as fast as Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's gonna.
They're going to break something on him. He cannot, because he got sacked 8-9 times by the Titans. That Rams D line that's gonna be the easiest Super Bowl. It's gonna be one of those boring Super Bowls because he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna have a chance to throw the ball.
Yeah,
that's gonna be bad.
So I'm gonna take the Chiefs. Let's do 30-21.
Okay. 30-21. Yeah. With the Chiefs defense, their team's gonna put up touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go like. I'm thinking maybe 20-24. What? No. So 31-24. Chiefs.
Okay. I think it's gonna be high scoring. I'm gonna go 35-30.
Oh, wow,
with the Chiefs winning in a touchdown. With the Chiefs getting a go-ahead touchdown.
Man, 3 Super Bowls in a row for Patrick Mahomes. That's what we saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's that guy.
He's that guy.
He is that guy.
He's that
But
guy.
let's move on to the later slot in the day. NFC
Okay.
Championship.
The big Debo.
Are both
Yeah,
these
Big
games on
Debo.
Sunday?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. Chiefs play on 3. Chiefs play at 3. Rams play at 6.
I'm taking the Rams in this one. It's. I mean, you can take the 49ers if you want. They have beat them.
I'm not taking
Kyle
Last
Shanahan does have Sean McVay's number, but
last 6 matchups.
Indeed.
Last
But-
6 matchups.
They've never
But-
played in the playoffs.
that's Matt Stafford.
They beat them twice with Matt
Yeah.
Stafford.
But he don't like the regular season. You can't tell. It's too long. He wanted to get to the play. That's why he was just throwing pick six. He was like, "Y'all see something?"
Listen, I listen. As long as Jimmy G can minimize turnovers, which is a big ask, the 49ers. I think the 49ers will win this game because I just like the way they run the ball. It's so unique. Their run scheme is like the best. They run scheme. They figure out, find the holes. I think they can win this game. I think Matthew Stafford is going to face the most pressure he's faced in this playoff run in this game. And I have the 49ers winning 27-24.
Wow. I got the same score, but opposite. I think the Rams are going to beat them 27-24. I think the Rams are going to get back on the 49ers for beating them twice. I think Matthew Stafford they're going to have a better game plan on offense than they did when they faced them in week 18. I mean, in week 18, the Rams were beating them and they let them get back into the game. So I think that the Rams are the superior team, and I think they're going to play like it. So 27-24 Rams. Cooper Kupp, the MVP of the game.
Rams 21, 49ers 13.
Okay.
13, okay.
In warm weather, you think they only put in 13?
It's like 13 to
In a
16.
dome?
Yeah, because this is a divisional game.
Okay.
You gotta think about that. The defenses are hungry.
And the to note, the Rams also limited the amount of 49ers fans that can come to the game, because the last time they played, Matthew Stafford complained, his wife complained that the fan had too many 49ers fans, because there was more fans than so the stadium basically is set it up so it's gonna be they actually have home field advantage. I mean, I understand the complaint. I don't think it's a bad complaint, because they basically don't have home field advantage because there's more 49ers fans in California than there are Rams fans. So
yeah, I get it, but at the same time, that's not their fault that Rams fans aren't coming to the game. There's more 49ers fans. I understand.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
it's just wild to me that they're restricting people to come to the game.
I think the team. I think it is wild to an extent, but I understand the team is doing due diligence as an organization. Yeah. I think you're supposed to do things that help your team. So they work to get their record to have home field advantage. So they should do things in order to make sure that they have home field advantage. So I agree. I at first I had to think about it. I saw your view. Well, I understand from the team's perspective why they would do that.
Yeah, I wish Washington would do that.
They should. They should. I mean, but y'all not playing no big games.
But y'all stadiums be full of Washington fans.
Why you have to look back like that?
Bro? I'm just saying.
No, it's not. Hey, nah. When was the last time you went to a Washington game, bro?
Why would I do that?
So let me tell you. I went to a Washington and Vikings game. Half the stadium was purple.
That's insane.
Half the stadium. We're not even close to Minnesota.
No, but that's the thing. It's Washington, D.C. So a lot of people come from all over to work and live near Washington, D.C. So you'll have that.
That's just fair, but you make that same argument about L.A.
No, but that's different because it's
government.
No. So it's geotagging you can't buy tickets unless you're in like the LA County type thing. That's what they're trying to do. And you buy
Oh,
your billing zip code. So if the same thing holds true, if people are coming here for work, they probably live here and their credit card is probably
that's true.
here. So their zip code would be here.
Yeah,
So
that's
if
true.
they were to do that, it wouldn't change anything in Eli's,
Right, right. I see
example.
what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
But in the other
Yeah,
example, people
Man,
from San
we suck.
Francisco can't just fly down because it's an hour flight. You know.
yeah.
Man, Washington sucks, man. All right, let's
Yeah,
move on.
basically.
Washington sucks, man. But let's move on to Sean Payton steps down from being the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. I mean, it's pretty interesting move. I know it was been kind of speculated that he was going to step down for a while now. With the type of year that they had, COVID ridden, he got COVID this year. I think he just wants to take a break. Where does he go? Where do y'all think he's going to go? And what does this mean for the Saints moving forward? What happens with them?
Um, he's retired. He
Yeah, that's
can't
why
do anything.
yeah, that's why I'm confused because I saw multiple things. I saw things that just said he stepped down and he hasn't commented on retirement, and I've seen a lot of things that say he's retired. So I don't know. I think he's retired, so I don't think he's done.
He's done it.
Um,
He's doing a little of both because he's retired, but he's still under contract for the Saints for the next 3 years, so he can't coach anywhere. So
wow,
I mean, you could trade him, maybe. I don't know, but
yeah,
that's the reports that I heard. And
right, okay,
the
yeah. I mean,
Saints
so go ahead.
moving forward, they're rebuilding. I mean, it's
Yeah,
that dynasty's over or whatever. Not a dynasty, but
yeah.
whatever they had. Drew Brees retired. Sean Payton retired. They're 70 million over the cap. They have no quarterback and
Elite.
Jameis Winston. I mean, he's not really your future. Taysom Hill. Well, Jameis could be your future,
He
but
could be. He could be. They were 6-1 with him.
yeah,
Eh,
but
eh, eh.
yeah, but
Six
they're
and
still
one with him.
70 million over the cap. They'd have to. I think he was on a 1 year, wasn't he? I don't know what his contract
And
looks
He's a
like.
and
free
they're
agent.
probably
He's a free agent.
gonna lose Mike Thomas. They're probably gonna
Yeah,
lose Mike Thomas. I'm
I
full
think
sure.
rebuild.
I mean they.
they
I
got to
mean
trade
luckily.
Kamara. I would trade Kamara right now. Get some pieces for him while he's still valuable, young.
Yeah. I mean I don't think they're gonna do that, but we'll see.
They should.
Yeah, I
That
agree. I agree.
would be
I
smart.
agree. That'd be a smart move. I mean, yeah. I mean, I wonder what they're gonna do with Mike Thomas because he didn't. He basically didn't play the whole year. Um. I mean, it'd be interesting to see. They still got a good defense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I just think they have a lot of it's kind of wild because they were in a position where they could have gotten Russ and made a run for their division, with Brady's status of if he retires is in the air. But even if Brady's there or Brady retires, they could have made a run if they would have gotten Russ. They could have won the division and maybe made a run in the NFC. But it's just kind of wild. So
Oh, we just lost Swaty. I think he might be gone for a show, but we'll
yeah.
continue on.
All right. So we talked about this in the group chat. We had the conversation of can you win in the NFL without a elite QB, and I think your stance was, you could, look at Jimmy G. I mean, I don't want to speak for you. You can go ahead and give your stance on this, but I think you need an elite QB or at least a very very good QB with an even better team to win in this league. But what do you think?
I just think everybody kind of like something happens in the league and everybody kind of reacts, and that's normal. We got a 24-hour sports cycle, but you've always needed a good quarterback to win in the league. That's not a new development. Every once in a while, a quarterback, average quarterback with an elite defense wins a Super Bowl. But for the most part, if you go through since the NFL has been a thing, all the teams with the best quarterbacks are the teams who consistently win Super Bowls. And every once in a while, it'll be somebody like it's Trent Dilfer or, Nick Foles played like a top quarterback, but he's in the minority of elite quarterbacks, but it usually is elite quarterbacks that win, quarterbacks that play at a high level. So it's not really you can. I still think you can win without an elite quarterback. I think Jimmy Garoppolo has a good chance of winning the Super Bowl this year. I don't think that's like out of the realm of possibility. You know what I mean? I just think I think nothing has really changed. I think there's a lot of good quarterbacks, yes, and there's probably more good quarterbacks than ever, yes, but I think it's always been the case that you need an elite quarterback to win.
All right, so let me ask you this: with the style of play in the NFL nowadays, where it's leaning more offensive, do you think we'll see in the near future? Do you think we'll see a scenario? Well, not counting this year. Let's take this year out of it. But in the near future, do you see a scenario where an average quarterback can lead their team to a Super Bowl with the emergence of Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, all these young quarterbacks that are playing? And amazingly, do you see a quarterback leading a team past those teams? Because I don't.
You said you see a team in the AFC?
Nah, just any team. Because if the 49ers go against the Chiefs, they're not beating the Chiefs. I'm not picking. I would think the Chiefs are going to beat the 49ers.
The 49ers were a miracle throw by Patrick Mahomes. He threw that jump in the air like a punt, and Tyreek Hill happened to be in the middle of soft coverage. They were seconds away from actually winning the Super Bowl when they first played.
But think about that same game. An average quarterback missed a throw to win the game. A great quarterback makes that throw to Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah,
Jimmy G missed the throw.
You can get nitpicky. There's been I hate when people. I mean, people. Quarterbacks miss throws.
We nitpick all the time. We nitpick all the time. I don't.
No, but I'm just saying you're nitpicking. You're nitpicking, but it's just quarterbacks.
You just nitpicked Patrick Mahomes with that pass. You just nitpicked.
No, it's because you said that he didn't have you made it seem like he didn't have a chance to win that game. He had a chance to win the game though. They could have won that game.
Yeah, they could have won that game, but the fact of the matter is the better quarterback won that day. That's what I'm trying to say. The better quarterback,
but that's not always the case. The better quarterback doesn't always win. Brady put up the most points in game history in the Super Bowl and lost the game because the defense strip sacked him. When he had the ball at the end of the game, against the Eagles, he still had a chance to win the game. And he got strip sacked because defense took the ball out of his hands. I'm just saying that, like, yes, 8 times out of 10, you need an elite quarterback to win. But there's still those 2 times out of 10 that an average to good quarterback can rise to the occasion and win a game. I'm just not willing to say that, like, if you don't have a elite quarterback, you can never win in the league. I think there is a chance that you can have really elite defensive play, you can have good receivers, and you can have an average quarterback, you can have a great coach, and you can still win a Super Bowl. I do think that's the case. I don't think it will happen. I think it will happen less times. You can probably count on your fingers. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think but I think that's always been the case. Well, not always, but I think since I've been watching football, elite quarterbacks have won the Super Bowl. I mean, with the exception of like the Eli Mannings every few years, but it's always been Brady. It's been Ben Roethlisberger. It's been Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? Elite quarterbacks have been winning Super Bowl since I've been watching football.
Yeah, I don't see it coming in these next few years. I see the elite quarterbacks. I don't see Jimmy G winning the Super Bowl. Well, this year I don't see the 49ers winning. But even moving forward, I don't see average quarterbacks beating out these great quarterbacks just with the style of play and the style of play that the NFL is leaning towards. I would bet on the elite quarterback more times than not.
But we're saying the same thing. I would bet on the average. I would bet on the elite quarterback too. That's why I said 8 out of 10 times. I think
it's more than 8 out of 10 though. So
Or maybe 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 is fine too. But I think there's always going to be a chance. It's football. I think it's always going to be a chance that an average quarterback, they don't have to be elite, because we're putting all these people on elite status all of a sudden, and they are playing at high levels, but we haven't seen how their career is going to end up. We don't know what injuries is going to pop up. We don't know. I don't think we're ever going to see a league where all 32 teams have elite quarterbacks. But, I mean, maybe you can. I'm not saying you said that. I'm saying that we're not going to see that, but I still think that there's going to be a possibility that teams could win without just elite quarterback play. Because I think there are elite quarterbacks that sometimes they don't play elite. Does that count as if they're having a bad year, but then they have a string of good games? What is that considered? Because I mean, the ideally, I just feel like is I don't think it's realistic to say that it's impossible for because it's just happened. History shows that it's happened. It's always happened. Since football has been football, it's always happened. I think a number one defense, if a defense is playing super dominant, and granted, you're right, the league has changed to where it's harder to have a super dominant defense. But a few years ago, the 49ers had a dominant defense. That was like 3 years ago. And their defense was lights out. Teams could not score on them, and they had a run game that was insane. And they had an average quarterback, and he was a few plays away from winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah. All right. So let's transition over to the NBA. I mean, All-Star game and All-Star weekend is approaching. It's going to be very soon, probably a couple weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks away. Give me your All-Star team. What's your All-Star starters?
Oh man, you give me yours.
I mean, to be honest with you, I put mine on the screen. So I got Curry, Ja Morant as the backcourt, and the front court is Luka, LeBron, and Jokic for the West, and then for the East, I got Harden and DeMar DeRozan as the backcourt, front court, KD, Giannis. Well, KD's injured, so they're probably going to replace him with somebody. But Giannis, KD, and Embiid.
Are you allowed to put? I mean, well, I know this. We're not going by any rules, but I don't think your West roster would be allowed.
What do you mean?
Because Luka wouldn't be able. I think Luka is considered a guard.
Oh damn! I didn't know that. I didn't know you was playing. I didn't know you was playing point guard.
I'm just because I know on First Things First, Chris Broussard has a vote. So he was just describing. He was talking about the limitations. I think he said he wanted to go Luka, Ja, and Steph, but he had to make a change or something because. But I agree. I mean, this is a no-brainer. I mean, these players are playing the best. Maybe instead of James Harden, I'd probably do Zach LaVine. But
okay,
I don't mind James Harden. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at any of your picks. I think I would agree for the most part. I think, yeah. I mean, these players have definitely solidified themselves as playing the best. Steph is in an OD slump right now. I mean, not an OD, but for Steph,
no, it's OD. It's crazy,
especially for the way he started.
Yeah. But all right, man. We hit the end of the show. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you follow the socials down below. Make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. More content coming on the way, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.